Something in 31 Thoughts. This is thought number 6. Elliot Friedman, great guy. I want to read this, and I want to make sure I'm not overreacting to this, but number 6, quote, Calgary has begun extension discussions with Johnny Gaudreau. This is purely my guess, but Flames probably have to jump over Matthew Tkachuk's $7 million per season. He's at 6.75 now, and that's in reference to what Johnny Gaudreau is. I'm kind of concerned, and I jokingly said a couple shows ago that the Flames aren't going to do everything. It's kind of weird that we're hearing about extension talks, and maybe this could be Calgary gauging it to tell other teams, but then you'd maybe hear about a sign and trade scenario. That we're hearing about extension talks with Gaudreau before we're talking about trade talks.
Right. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I read that, because I think you actually sent that to me, Adam. I don't remember what the context was, but when I saw that, it was like, okay, so they've made a decision on who they will be trading, and it's not Johnny Gaudreau, it's Sean Monahan.
You're not. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change in Calgary.
I don't trust both of them.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
How much money is he going to get? At least 7.5?
7.5 by 7.
Right winger who has a lot of offensive talent, looking for a big payday. I just think of Vlad Tarasenko out the blue, 7.5, 8 years, something like that.
We like to use this guy as his comparable. What does Phil Kessel make?
Well, he's not going to get like $8 million.
$8 million.
Well,
No, he won't get $8 million, but he'll probably get less than that. Like, it's his comparable.
Nothing's gonna change there, man. There's a difference between like not trading Marner and upsetting people and not trading like Gaudreau is he a difference maker?
I think they thought he was, you know what I mean, in Calgary, like he had those moments.
Yeah.
But I think he settled more into like what Alex said, like a Phil Kessel, where he is by all definitions a star player, but he is not a franchise player.
Which is the exact same problem with Sean Monahan.
Yeah, you have two Phil Kessels.
So then the question is, because you guys are making the argument that even if you just trade Sean Monahan, nothing changes. Is that do I understand that correctly?
That's what I'm saying, at least.
Oh, that's what you're saying. So okay, Daniel, go ahead.
Sorry. I think it's more of keeping with what you know and trying to establish something, because they really did spend a lot the last few seasons.
Right.
Rather than gauge the market and potentially get a lot less, or the thing just really backfiring on them. Because I think like Gaudreau's had a bit of that shine. I think it's been a bit more dim the last two seasons, and this is really not the time to trade him in terms of where his value is at and what people perceive him as.
Then my question is, and I'm not saying I disagree with you guys. I'm just, how do you fix this? Because I don't necessarily, like, if you trade Monahan and Gaudreau, you have to get a significant piece back, like to fill in that spot. And then you have to remember Matthew Tkachuk's up next year. I know he's an RFA with arb rights, but you still have to say, okay, like how do we get Matthew Tkachuk to stay?
Well, it's funny, Daniel, you kind of mentioned gauging the market. Have they even done that? Like, to see what they could get. You know what I mean? Like, I think at this point, obviously, we talked about this before. You can't trade Markstrom. You can't trade Tanev. It really feels like Giordano's going to be gone, but you still have a lot of really good young talent like Anderson and Hanifin and the Mangiapane guy,
Malamaki,
and all that. Not Hampus, Jesus. Elias Lindholm, another good player. You could and we've talked about via like all those contracts, they can't rebuild. However, you can retool.
Right.
see what you can do. Change the identity of that squad, because right now there is a stink in Calgary of they are not together, and it can never truly move on. If I think, in my opinion, at least with those two guys there, are you going to lose out on it? Maybe. If they don't, are you patient with it? Do you wait until the trade deadline or something? And you'll try and pull what happened with Matt Duchene and try and maybe Treliving can all of a sudden just kind of save his image. I don't know. It's just, you could at least do the due diligence of seeing what is out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It takes one team. It's not even one team. It takes two teams to start a bidding war. You know what I mean? And Gaudreau does not make a lot of money right now. And I think I don't exactly know what Monahan's is, but what Gaudreau's up next season.
Yep. Monahan the year after.
Yeah. So like that's not going to be too crazy for a team. I just think, you got to get rid of the stink there, man. You got to call in the exterminator, and the exterminator is you trade Gaudreau to I don't know,
Edmonton.
I was actually thinking about that for a split second. I'm like, hey, McDavid, it would be, obviously it would never happen, but wouldn't it just be amazing? Like they would be wicked together. They would destroy worlds together.
They would.
Like Thanos?
Yeah.
Inevitable. I don't know why I said it like that. Snaps around, guys. Snaps around. Anything else you want to talk about with Calgary? They are a mess.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
If they trade one of them, then like that'll help establish like, okay, we mean business.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still in like that what if they don't, what if they do kind of situation, because they trade Monahan that further reduces their center depth, and I don't trust any of their centers. And then you trade Gaudreau, and he's been like a de facto kind of like hopeful face of the franchise, like not a full-fledged face of the franchise, but he's always had a bit of that hope where it's like, oh, we snagged him late in the draft. He was our guy for a while. It's just he's going through something.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, the Calgary Flames